If you want success, you must begin acting as if it's already yours. That's not pretending, it's preparing. When I was broke, ignored and unseen, I still walked, spoke and worked like the man I intended to become. Success doesn't arrive before you're ready. It arrives when you've proven, through attitude and action, that you belong in that future. So stop waiting. Start walking like it's already yours. You cannot wish yourself into a new life. You must behave into it. The difference between dreamers and achievers. Achievers show up like it's already happening. Dreamers wait for permission. I never asked if I was good enough. I decided I was. And I acted like it. That decision reshaped everything. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll never move. Start acting, then the feelings follow. Say this. Every move I make confirms who I'm becoming. You're not here to wish. You're here to walk in alignment. Your habits, your language, your presence, it all adds up. So clean your space. Show up early. Keep your word. Speak clearly. This is how successful people behave before the title arrives, and when it does, they're already walking like it fits. Say this. I walk like it's mine. I speak like I belong. I behave like it's done. That mindset builds evidence. It makes you sharper. It attracts opportunities that match your energy. The world is constantly watching, not your words, but your walk. So walk like your goals are already delivered, not in arrogance but in responsibility. Own the identity before the income. There's a version of you already operating at a higher level. You've caught glimpses of it. When you're focused, bold, clear, acting as if is how you bring that version forward permanently. You speak like them, you move like them, and slowly the gap closes. Say, my future self is already here, and I act accordingly. That statement changes posture, and posture changes everything. Acting as if means you don't let your circumstances dictate your consistency. When I was tired, I still showed up. When I was unsure, I still spoke boldly. That consistency compounded, and over time, it became character. Success didn't hit me all at once. It grew from thousands of micro-decisions to behave like a leader. And now, it's simply who I am. Let it become who you are. I always reminded myself, success doesn't arrive, it's attracted. And what draws it in? Energy, certainty, identity. The way you carry yourself today tells the future what to send you tomorrow. So I walked like someone with purpose. I spoke like someone who mattered, not because I had everything, but because I believed I was becoming someone who could handle everything. Act as if doesn't mean you ignore your flaws. It means you lead in spite of them. I didn't pretend to be perfect. I just refused to be paralyzed by imperfection. I acted like someone who was improving. And improvement, done consistently, became mastery. You don't wait to be flawless to begin. You begin with what you have, and act like growth is inevitable. Because it is. Say this. My commitment speaks louder than my circumstances. That sentence became my shield. When things got hard, I didn't collapse, I corrected. When I failed, I didn't stop. I refined. I behaved like someone with resilience, and in time, that resilience built results. You won't always feel strong, but if you keep behaving like you are, your feelings will rise to match your actions. When you act as if, life becomes a rehearsal for greatness. Every call, every meeting, every task, it's all a stage to practice the role you're stepping into. I didn't dread those moments. I used them. I thought, how would my future self handle this? Then I mirrored it. And in time, it wasn't acting anymore. It was my default. That's how transformation becomes permanent. Even my silence became strategic. I didn't speak just to fill the room. I spoke to shift the energy. That's how you act like someone with impact. You're not loud. You're deliberate. Every word, every move, every presence matters. I didn't waste time proving myself. I lived proof. And over time, that proof created presence. Let your stillness speak. Let your excellence echo. Success is not a destination. It's a daily practice. I practiced leadership. I practiced discipline. I practiced showing up even when it felt difficult. And over time, that practice became my second nature. Acting as if isn't a one-time event. It's a way of living. So don't wait for success to show up. Start living it now, and success will show up in response to the energy you create. Now go to the comments and type, "I live as if nothing is missing," because it's not. You have the mindset, you have the clarity, you have the power. Now, you just need to continue acting like it. Let this comment be your signature, your final confirmation. You are not preparing anymore, you're performing. And this time, you're not playing a part, you're walking in truth. I didn't wait to feel confident. I practiced it. I didn't wait for wealth. I made decisions like someone who respected every dollar. You don't attract success by asking for permission. You attract it by aligning your behavior with your vision. Act successful now, and life will start bending to match your energy. That's not arrogance, it's alignment. You're not faking it, you're forming it. Say this: my thoughts, my words, and my actions are in full alignment with the life I'm building. That's not a mantra, it's a standard. From the way you speak to a stranger to how you start your morning, everything is a reflection of who you believe you are. So start walking like success is your default setting. Start behaving like the results are already on the way. When I had no income, I still managed what I had like someone building an empire. I respected every cent. I planned. I invested in books, not entertainment. That's what it means to act as if you live your values before the victory. Most people wait to change after results. I flipped the order, and that's why results came. Show life you're already ready, and life will respond. You will be tempted to act small around small thinkers. Don't. I refused to dim my energy, to fit into rooms I had outgrown. I acted as if I was already where I was headed, and soon I arrived. If you keep behaving like your past, you'll never experience your future. So stretch. Expand. Act like your next level is your normal. That's how you get there faster. I practice success in silence. Not to impress, but to become. No spotlight, no audience, just consistent behavior that matched my vision. The world didn't need to know who I was becoming. I needed to know. That's how you stay rooted when the results take time. You keep showing up like it's already done, because your actions don't follow success. They invite it. Now it's time to declare your direction. Go to the comments and type, "I show up like it's already mine." That's your anchor. That's your compass. When you say it, you remind yourself who's in charge of your future. You are. Don't wait for signs. Don't wait for certainty. Comment it, claim it, and then go live it. The world belongs to those who behave like it's already theirs. There's a shift that happens when you stop chasing success and start embodying it. I didn't need to scream for attention. I became undeniable through repetition, clarity, and consistency. That's what acting as if truly is. Consistent congruence. When your actions, thoughts, and words line up with your vision, people take notice. But more importantly, you take command. I spoke my values before they were trendy. I behaved with discipline before it was popular, and I stood tall in seasons where it would have been easier to shrink. That's what builds legacy. You lead yourself in quiet seasons, and soon the world starts asking how you did it. But the truth is simple. I acted like I was already responsible for something greater, and then I became it. You can't act like you're average and expect to be exceptional. I stopped doing what was easy and started doing what was necessary. That's how identity changes. I asked myself, does this choice reflect who I'm becoming? If not, I changed it. You can do the same. Your future self is watching. Behave like someone who's worthy of what you say you want, and you will become them. I learned that environment reflects behavior. When I raised my posture, cleaned my space, honored my time, my results improved. The more I respected my journey, the more others began to as well. Success doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to stewardship. Take care of what you have. Treat your current life like it's valuable. That's how you prove you're ready for more. I became allergic to sloppy energy. Anything that didn't reflect who I was becoming, I released it. That includes habits, distractions, even relationships. Because when you act like your future self, you stop entertaining what your old self tolerated. It's not personal, it's purposeful. Elevation requires alignment, and acting as if is how you protect your elevation from compromise. Now claim it. Go to the comments and type, "I am already who I am becoming." This is your moment to solidify the identity you've just created. You've walked through this journey with me. Now walk through life with the same certainty. Your future is already waiting for you. It's not about becoming, it's about remembering who you've always been and acting like it every single day. This isn't just the end of a video, it's the beginning of a new level. The words you've spoken, the actions you've imagined, the identity you've rehearsed, they've taken root. You've built momentum. Now, you carry that momentum into every room, every conversation, every moment. This is no longer about hope, it's about embodiment. You've stepped into who you were meant to be. Everything begins in the mind, but it must be expressed through action. I spoke with clarity before I had a following. I prepared speeches before I had an audience. I showed discipline when no one was watching. That's what acting as if really means. You adopt the habits before the results. You dress like it. You show up like it. You work like it. And one day, the world catches up. When you act successful, you attract responsibility, and that's good. Responsibility is the bridge between now and next. Stop dodging it. Embrace it. I didn't become a leader by asking for ease. I became one by acting as if I could handle the weight and then rising to meet it. Your success won't come when it's convenient. It will come when you act like you can carry it, even when it's heavy. Acting as if isn't just about confidence, it's about consistency. You can't act like a leader once a week and expect transformation. I committed to daily action, daily discipline, daily posture. That's what forms the identity. And when identity changes, everything else does too. Don't just do, be. Don't just talk, walk. That's the principle that built my legacy. Now stop scrolling and go to the comments. Type, "I act like my future is now." That phrase changes everything. Every time you say it, write it, and live it, you're collapsing the distance between now and next. Don't keep your belief in your head. Put it in the world. Comment it, speak it, move like it. That's how the gap closes, and that's how your future starts showing up early. I didn't act like I had all the answers. I acted like I could find them. That's the real mark of someone headed toward success. They don't pretend to know it all. They behave like someone who refuses to stay stuck. I said, I learn fast. I ask questions. I evolve quickly. You don't have to be perfect to act like a winner. You just have to respond like one, even when things feel uncertain. When I walked into a room, I reminded myself, you belong here. You've prepared for this. Act like it. You'd be surprised how quickly the world mirrors what you carry. People respond to the energy you emit. If you carry certainty, they give you space. If you carry leadership, they follow. It begins in your walk, your tone, your presence. Don't wait to be invited. Step in like you're already home. Say this now. I'm not practicing for the future. I'm living as it now. That energy changes how you wake up, how you walk, and how you speak. When you act like success is already present, you become more intentional. You make better choices. You eliminate distractions, and the world begins to adapt to your new standard. It can't help it because alignment is magnetic. Say this, every move I make earns the trust of my future. That mindset keeps you intentional. You're not here for random actions. You're here to align behavior with belief. So speak clearly, respond thoughtfully, own your presence. That's not ego, it's responsibility. When you act like someone with vision, the world begins to trust you with more. That's how expansion works. There's a moment where you stop asking what if and start saying even if. Even if it's hard, I'll stay disciplined. Even if I'm tired, I'll still move. That's the switch from wishful thinking to warrior behavior. I made that switch and everything changed. Acting as if isn't passive. It's powerful. You walk into every day knowing you've already made the decision to become. When you act like your future is inevitable, people start treating you like it's true. That's the power of belief in motion. It's not loud, it's consistent. You don't have to announce your greatness, you just have to walk in it. I let my actions speak for me, and over time, they became my reputation. Let your behavior become your brand, one aligned decision at a time. Now anchor this season with a declaration. Go to the comments and type, "I move like I've already evolved." That's not a phrase. It's a command to your identity. Say it until your nervous system adapts. Say it until your habits match. Say it until you no longer have to fake anything, because it's simply who you are. Comment it now and step into that identity fully. There comes a time when the gap between who you are and who you want to be disappears because you've been acting like that person long enough. That's what happened to me. I no longer had to remind myself. I simply was. It didn't happen overnight. It happened one behavior at a time, one aligned decision, one bold action. That's how identity is formed. Slowly, powerfully, permanently. Say this: I am the proof I used to look for. Let that echo in your soul, because now you are. You don't need more signs, more motivation, more reassurance. You've built the identity. You've lived the mindset. Now let your results catch up. Keep walking like it's already done. Speak like it's already true. Live like you've already arrived, because in spirit you have. Say this: I already am what I desire. I walk in it. I think like it. I execute like it. This is not fantasy. It's psychological warfare against doubt. Every time you act like your future self, you weaken the grip of your past. Stop asking, "Who am I to succeed?" Start asking, "Who am I not to?" Your current reality is temporary, but your identity is a choice, and you choose it now or never. In private, I practiced posture, voice, and focus, not to impress others, but to impress discipline upon myself. I said, "This is who I am now, and I behave like it daily." You don't have to broadcast your growth. You have to embody it. Walk differently, speak differently, organize your space, your mind, your calendar, like someone who already knows success is inevitable. Now go to the comments and type, "I live like the results are already mine." That statement isn't theory, it's your new baseline. Every time you say it, you're reinforcing a future that's already in motion. Let others wait to feel ready. Let others hesitate. But you declare it, live it, walk it. The future respects bold behavior. Show up like it's already done. I didn't just act like I had success. I acted like I could handle it. That's the difference. Many want the outcome, but few prepare for the responsibility. I woke up early, planned my day, protected my focus, and managed my emotions like a CEO, even when I had nothing. That's why I became one. You don't grow into greatness by accident. You rise into it through repeated identity. When I felt fear, I didn't freeze. I moved with discipline. That's how confidence is built, not by removing fear, but by acting despite it. Most wait for fear to leave before taking action. I acted like someone who was already courageous, and in time, courage followed. If you want your confidence to rise, stop waiting. Start walking like someone who already made it through. Say this: I don't shrink to fit my current situation. I expand to match my future. That's what acting as if truly means. You don't live small because your results are small. You live big because your vision demands it. That energy creates change. That posture creates progress. When you behave like you've already become, the gap between now and next begins to close. Even in my darkest seasons, I moved like light was on the way. I didn't collapse into circumstance. I rose through behavior. That's the anchor. You don't wait for hope to arrive. You act like it already has. You hold yourself like someone who knows everything is temporary. except your character. And that character, practiced daily, is what makes you unstoppable. Success didn't show up for me all at once. It trickled in, one opportunity, one handshake, one small win at a time. And because I had already been behaving like it was mine, I knew what to do with it. That's the secret most ignore. If you don't act like it now, you won't know how to manage it later. Prepare with behavior, lead with posture, walk like the future is near. In every room, I looked for one thing: alignment. Was I showing up like a leader or just someone hoping to be noticed? That question shaped my energy. I didn't wait for recognition. I recognized myself. And when you recognize your own value, you stop tolerating things that waste your potential. Act like someone who's already successful and watch your environment rise to match. Now go to the comments and type, "My actions reflect my future." Let that sentence echo inside you. Let it guide your next move. You're not acting to impress. You're acting to transform. This isn't about what others see. It's about who you're becoming. Say it. Write it. Live it. Let this be your line in the sand. From this moment forward, I move like it's already done. I've learned that the world doesn't need to see your struggle. It needs to see your consistency. I didn't wait for everything to be perfect. I acted like it already was. That's the trick to breaking through. You stop looking for validation and start creating your own reality with the decisions you make today. If you wait for everything to align, you'll wait forever. Act like it's already done, and the world will follow. Say this now: I walk in full alignment with who I say I am. That's not just a statement, it's a vow. If you say you're a leader, act like it. If you say you want success, behave like someone who deserves it. The more your behavior reflects your belief, the faster your reality shifts. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are, and what you prove through action. Every breakthrough begins with belief. Every result follows repetition. Every legacy is written in how you behave when no one is watching. You've proven you can lead yourself. And that is the foundation of all success. I didn't become respected because of luck. I became respected because of how I carried myself when no one was clapping. That's real power. And now it's yours too. The most successful people I've known never waited for results to start behaving like winners. They carried themselves with certainty, even in private. That's the secret: how you act when no one is watching. Are you consistent? Are you focused? Are you acting as if it's already yours? Because it is, if you're willing to show the universe that you're ready to handle what you've asked for. Most people are waiting for motivation before they act, but the most successful people act, and then motivation follows. I don't feel inspired every day, but I behave like I'm building a legacy. That behavior creates momentum. Say this now: I don't wait to feel successful. I behave like it, and my results catch up. That's not pretending, that's programming, and it works. There's something powerful about routine, especially when it's built for the version of you that already made it. I didn't wait until I felt like a leader to behave like one. I built my day like success was watching. My morning started with clarity. My evening ended with reflection. Everything in between was action. That's how identity is shaped, not in fantasy but in structure. When people questioned me, I didn't shrink. I leaned in. I said, "You may not see it yet, but I do." That inner vision was always more real to me than current circumstances. I wasn't waiting for people to clap. I was clapping for myself, in silence, in struggle. Acting as if gave me the strength to keep going, even when results were delayed. Faith in motion creates gravity. There's a reason I kept showing up even when no one noticed. I wasn't working for attention. I was working for alignment. Success isn't about external applause. It's about internal truth. I said, "I'm not here to be seen. I'm here to become." And that decision shifted everything. When you act like success is watching, even in silence, your future arrives sooner than expected. People will doubt you, Good, let them. While they watch, you build. While they question, you move. I didn't waste time explaining myself. I let my consistency speak. You can't argue with aligned behavior. It becomes your proof. So act like your future is watching, because it is. The version of you you're becoming is already real. You just haven't fully stepped into it, yet. When I was overlooked, I didn't beg for recognition. I gave it to myself. I said, your time is coming, but your behavior must lead the way. So I acted like someone worth noticing, and eventually I was. You don't need applause to move with excellence. You need standards, high ones, and you need to honor them even when no one's watching, especially then. I stopped hoping, and I started holding. Holding the standard, holding the vision, holding the responsibility of behaving like someone with a mission. That shift changed everything. The moment you treat your future like something sacred, your current behavior begins to evolve. You don't get there by wishing. You get there by walking in full agreement with who you say you are. Now go to the comments and declare it. I act like I already believe it's mine. Because belief doesn't just live in your thoughts. It lives in your behavior. Speak it, type it, then walk like it's true. That's how you go from dreaming to doing. The moment you act in alignment, life begins to respond. Let this comment be your signal. The next level is no longer waiting. There's a version of you waiting on the other side of consistency. I met mine when I stopped negotiating with excuses. I said, I act like I'm already who I intend to be. That one decision changed how I walked, how I worked, how I spoke. And soon, the results followed, not by chance but by alignment. Don't chase success. Act like you've already earned it. That's when it starts chasing you. Say this, I show up even when it's not easy. That's the commitment. Most people wait for a sign, a signal, or the perfect moment. But the successful ones create those moments. I didn't need permission. I didn't need comfort. I needed consistency. And once I built that habit, success was no longer a question. It was the inevitable result of my choices. Start today. Show up even when it's hard. The most successful people I've known didn't just act differently, they thought differently. They didn't ask, can I? They said, watch me. That mindset shift changed everything. I began assuming the role, not hoping, not hesitating, embodying. And the world, sooner or later, had to respond. When you consistently act like someone who's already arrived, people start treating you that way. From now on, everything changes. Not because the world shifted, but because you did. Your voice carries more weight. Your posture speaks before your words do. Your presence commands space, not from ego, but from embodiment. This is who you are now. And the world will catch up to the version of you that has already arrived internally. Lead with that energy. When I had nothing, I still moved like a man of wealth, not with pride, but with posture. I chose clarity over confusion. I valued my time. I invested in my mind. And slowly, the results began to reflect the reality I had already committed to. Speak this. I'm already aligned with success. My habits prove it. My actions reinforce it. This mindset doesn't wait. It leads. Your environment responds to energy. When you walk into a room like someone who has something to offer, the atmosphere changes. I didn't wait to be invited. I acted like I belonged. And eventually, I did. Your body language, your tone, your choices, they all send a message before you speak. So act with conviction. The world can feel when you've already decided to win. You don't need a stage to perform like a professional. I prepared my voice long before I had an audience. I spoke with conviction before anyone listened. That's what acting as if looks like. You bring your best, even when no one's clapping. Because deep down, you know the applause is already coming. It's not fake. It's faith in motion. And that faith is magnetic. Say this now, I don't need to prove, I need to embody. You're not here to convince anyone. You're here to confirm through behavior that your vision is valid. The world catches up to those who walk in alignment long before applause. Let others doubt, let others wait. But you prepare the table even before the feast arrives. That's how leaders think. That's how futures are built. Say this now: my actions speak louder than my current reality. The world will try to convince you to shrink until results show up. But I've learned, results don't lead, they follow. Your behavior is the signal. When you raise your standard, speak with purpose, and show discipline, life begins to mirror that level. Act like your success is already in motion, and soon it is. There's no magic in waiting. The real magic is in movement. I moved before the doors opened. I dressed before the invitation arrived. I studied before the title was earned. That's how you collapse time. You don't wait for life to hand you success. You behave like it's already yours. And life eventually agrees, because success doesn't answer requests. It answers readiness. Most people want the rewards without rehearsing the role, but the ones who rise rehearse every day. I walked like success was watching. I showed up like it was already mine. And after a while, I didn't need to act. It became natural. That's the goal, to repeat your elevated behavior until it replaces the old one. Not a performance, a transformation. Let it take root now. Now go to the comments and type, "I walk in agreement with my future." Say it with certainty. Say it like it's already unfolding, because it is. You're not reacting anymore. You're responding with purpose. That's the mindset of someone who isn't just hoping to grow, but committed to becoming. Comment it now, and then keep moving like it's already done. There were days I felt like an imposter, but I acted anyway. Not to fake confidence, but to forge it. I reminded myself, I'm not here because I've arrived. I'm here because I'm committed to rising. That mindset carried me when nothing else did. If you wait to feel worthy, you'll delay your destiny. Behave like someone who trusts the process, and soon the process will trust you. I didn't just dress for the job, I thought for it. I made decisions like someone who already carried weight. That's how you earn influence, not by asking for it, but by showing you're ready for it. Every email I sent, every room I entered, I asked myself, is this how a leader behaves? If not, I adjusted. Because true growth doesn't begin with applause, it begins with self-awareness. You don't get what you want by hoping for it. You get it by behaving like it's already yours. That's why I walked with confidence, even in silence. You've been waiting for the moment to act. But the truth is, that moment has been waiting for you to step into it. You've been prepared even when you didn't know it. Now start acting like the future is already yours, and watch how quickly it manifests. I train my habits like a sculptor chips away at stone, not with one swing, but with thousands. That's what acting as if really is. Micro actions repeated with faith. I didn't always see results, but I trusted the process. And now I tell you, the process works. Show up, speak up, step up, and don't stop acting like it's already done, until it is. This is Napoleon Hill. And if you've listened this far, you're not the same person who pressed play. You've crossed a line, you've raised a standard, and you've remembered something powerful. You don't wait to become, you behave until there's nothing left to prove. Now go, speak, build, live, and act like the future is yours, because it is. People confuse acting as if with faking. It's not pretending to be someone you're not. It's stepping into the highest version of who you already are. Every time you speak with conviction, show discipline, or make a decision that your future self would applaud, you're casting a vote for your next level. Keep casting those votes. Eventually, they become who you are. Now go to the comments and type, I behave like success belongs to me, because it does. And when you move like that, others begin to believe it too. This isn't arrogance, it's alignment. Stop acting like a visitor to your dream life. Walk through the door like you own the keys. Say it, write it, prove it, with behavior, with presence, and with voice. I never felt fully ready, But I moved anyway. Every successful person I studied had this in common. They took action before confidence. They behaved boldly before the results came. And eventually, those results aligned. You don't become successful, then act like it. You act like it and become it. That's how the brain learns. That's how the world adjusts. That's how growth sticks. I made small decisions with big vision. Every dollar spent, every hour invested, every word spoken, I treated it like it mattered. Because it does. When you act like your time is valuable, the world begins to treat it that way too. Start there. Move with standards. Speak with precision. Carry yourself like you've already been chosen. Because if you're listening now, you have. Every email I sent, every room I entered, every handshake, I approached them all as if I already mattered, because I did, not from ego, but from intention. When you behave like someone who adds value, people treat you differently. Doors open, respect increases. It all starts with the energy you bring. So act like you matter, because you do, and that belief is contagious. I didn't wake up every day with perfect clarity, but I still moved with purpose. That's the habit. That's the code. You don't need motivation to act like you're already aligned. You need commitment. Commitment shows up even when the mood doesn't. Speak this. I'm not led by emotion. I'm led by decision. When that becomes your truth, success stops being a question and becomes a consequence. I never waited for opportunities. I created them. How? By behaving like someone who was always ready. I spoke with clarity. I moved with purpose. I listened with intent. That energy opened doors. That presence invited partnerships. People trust those who carry themselves with vision. So carry yours boldly, not just in what you say, but in how you live, lead, and show up daily. Most will never act like their future is possible, because deep down, they don't believe it. But belief is a muscle, and behavior is the way you train it. Every time I showed up in alignment, I added another rep to my identity. I wasn't perfect. I was persistent. That's what matters. Repetition beats talent, and behavior beats hope. Act like it's already yours, and you'll believe it is. Say this: I already carry the energy of what I want. That belief changes how people see you. More importantly, it changes how you see you. I didn't walk around hoping to be noticed. I walked with purpose, because I noticed myself. That posture created opportunities. That tone invited respect. You don't have to beg for space. Act like you already belong, and the room responds. When I didn't have what I wanted, I still made decisions like I already did. I didn't wait for the title. I acted like the leader. I didn't wait for success. I worked like the successful version of me. It's not about pretending. It's about trusting that your behavior will create the future you've decided on. You are the architect. Build today like you're already there. You've walked this entire journey with me, and now it's not about hearing my voice. It's about hearing yours. The voice that says, I'm ready. I've been ready. I've been acting like it for days, weeks, months. You've already begun the transformation. The only thing left is to continue, with action, with alignment, with identity. The rest will follow. Right now, go to the comments and type, I act like success is already mine. Don't hesitate. Don't wait to feel ready. The act of writing it is your first action as your future self. It's how you align thought, belief, and behavior. Declare it so your mind hears it and the world feels it. Success doesn't respond to waiting. It responds to identity. Claim it now. One of the most powerful things I ever did was speak my vision in present tense. I am, not I hope to be. That's how you align identity with intention. The subconscious doesn't respond to doubt. It obeys clarity. So I said, I lead, I build, I grow. And over time, the world began to mirror those declarations. Speak the result before it arrives, and move like it's already yours. Even when I was broke, I wore excellence. Not with expensive clothes, but with how I carried myself. I looked people in the eye. I spoke with clarity. I followed through on promises. That was my uniform. You don't need a title to act like someone with vision. You just need intention. And when you move like that, results begin to follow. Not because of luck, but because of alignment. Now lock it in. Go to the comments and type, "I already move like the person I'm becoming." That's not hype. It's commitment. Your future self will thank you for this declaration. Speak it, own it, move like it. The moment you act like you already have it, the universe starts reorganizing to match your belief. Don't wait another minute. Type it, speak it, become it. You don't get results by acting occasionally. You get them by acting intentionally. That means no more random effort, no more waiting for the right day. I treated every day like it mattered. I showed up like someone who was already trusted, respected, and rewarded, and slowly the world responded. Your results rise to meet the level of your standards, so raise them, then live them. I remember walking into rooms that felt too big, surrounded by people with more experience, more accolades, more everything. But I didn't shrink. I adjusted my posture. I said to myself, "You belong here," not because of what you've done, but because of what you're building. Acting as if doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you anchor yourself to the reality you're creating. When I acted successful, I didn't copy others. I honored the version of success that was true to me. That's a key distinction. I wasn't trying to impress. I was trying to align. I asked myself daily, what would the best version of me do right now? Then I did it. You don't need more inspiration. You need more execution. Start behaving like the person you respect most and become them. Say this now. I don't wait for permission. I behave like it's already given. That one belief unlocked so many doors. I didn't ask the world to believe in me. I showed the world I already did. Confidence is contagious, but it starts with how you carry yourself. Shoulders back, voice steady, vision forward. That's the posture of someone who belongs in the room they enter. You don't have to fake wealth to act wealthy. Real wealth begins in stewardship. I honored what I had. I organized my finances. I spent with vision. I planned long term. That's how you behave like someone who's already ready, not with luxury, but with responsibility. The world trusts people who prove they can handle more. Start with what's in your hands. Master that. Then more comes. Don't underestimate the power of presence. I carried myself with calm, with clarity, with control, even when I had doubts swirling in my mind, because posture can lead the mind, and eventually the mind catches up. I stood tall when I felt small. I walked strong when the path was shaky, and because of that, I grew into the person I had already chosen to be. You can too. Look around you. Nothing may have changed yet, but everything inside you has, and soon the world will adjust, because energy doesn't lie, identity doesn't hide, and success doesn't ignore those who walk in full alignment. You've chosen to act as if, and now you no longer have to act. You've become. Let that truth lead your every step from here. I used to walk into empty rooms and speak like the world was listening, not because I was delusional, but because I knew one day it would be true. You don't wait for the audience to show up before you rehearse. You rehearse until the audience can't ignore you. Speak power, stand tall, move with intention. The world doesn't believe in you first. You do, and your behavior proves it. When others hesitated, I moved. When they waited for signs, I created them. That's the power of acting as if. You stop asking for permission. You stop needing guarantees. You begin to trust the rhythm of your own execution. Every day becomes evidence. I wasn't pretending, I was rehearsing, and soon the lines between preparation and performance disappeared. Acting as if is not pretending to have. It's preparing to hold. You move like someone who knows the weight of success and embraces it. I rehearsed leadership. I practiced discipline. I respected opportunity, all before I had proof. That preparation turned into embodiment, and embodiment leads to elevation. You're not faking it, you're growing into it. Keep moving. I refuse to speak in weak language. No more I hope, maybe, or someday. I replace them with I do, I choose, and I commit. That's how you act, as if you remove the uncertainty from your vocabulary. You begin talking like success is your responsibility, not just your wish. Change your language, and you change your posture. Change your posture, and you change your path. Now seal this level with action. Go to the comments and type, I behave like success is watching, because it is. Every choice, every posture, every sentence is training your future. So train with excellence. Write it, speak it, and then walk it out. You've come too far to doubt now. Let the world know you're not acting like someone who's hoping. You're behaving like someone who's already arrived. Your energy enters the room before your voice does, so I made sure mine was aligned. I didn't need attention, I needed alignment. That's what acting as if really means. You don't demand space. You earn it with presence, calm, certain, focused. That's how leaders move. And once you decide to carry yourself like one, you won't have to chase influence, it will come to you. I built discipline one decision at a time. Not dramatic gestures, daily ones. Wake up early, finish what you start, speak with conviction. That's how you act as if. You don't need an audience or a trophy, you need consistency, and consistency becomes character. Over time, people stopped asking, who are you to succeed? Because my behavior answered the question. Some wait for a title to behave like a leader. I didn't. I led myself before I was ever asked to lead others. I created order. I brought clarity. I stood in integrity. That's what acting as if really means. You live your future role before anyone gives it to you. And by the time they notice, you've already become it. Don't wait for validation. Move like someone already chosen. I wasn't perfect, but I acted like I was committed. That's the key. Success doesn't require perfection. It requires dedication to the process. I showed up like someone who was already where I wanted to be, and eventually I was. It's about giving your best in every moment, every task, no matter how small. The small actions add up, and one day you'll look back and realize you've arrived. You'll still face resistance. That's part of the journey. But now you won't retreat. You'll respond. You'll move like someone who's seen the vision and refuses to go back. That's how I lived. That's how I rose. I didn't avoid pressure. I became stronger under it, and the strength came from behaving like the man I promised myself I'd become. Keep that promise every day. Success doesn't just hear your words, it watches your habits. Are you showing up early? Are you dressing like someone who values opportunity? Are you speaking like someone who owns their future? These are not empty performances. They are confirmations. Every behavior you choose today is a message to the universe. I'm ready for more. But you must act like it before you get it. You don't need more resources. You need more resourcefulness. And that starts with behavior. I asked myself, what would the successful version of me do today? Then I did it. Not perfectly, but intentionally. You're already equipped. You just haven't been acting like it. Start showing up like you're being watched by your future self. Let every step earn their respect. Don't confuse humility with hesitation. Acting as if isn't arrogance, it's agreement with your highest potential. I wasn't boasting when I walked with purpose. I was aligning. And that alignment brought opportunities others never saw. Because I didn't need to see the full picture, I needed to act like I belonged in it. That mindset opens doors faster than waiting ever will. The people who go the farthest aren't the ones with the best tools. They're the ones who behave like they already know how to use what they have. I didn't wait for more knowledge. I acted on what I knew. I didn't wait for a mentor. I became my own guide. That shift turned hesitation into habit, and habit became identity. Don't wait for a sign. Be the signal. Act accordingly. Now go to the comments and write this. I'm not performing, I'm becoming. That's your reminder. You're not faking anything. You're rehearsing who you already are deep down. Speak it, type it, feel it, and then live it. Let the world adjust to the new version of you, because the old version, that one's already gone, and the new one, it just showed up. There's a cost to behaving like your future self. You'll outgrow old habits. You'll leave behind certain people. But that's the price of elevation. I paid it, and it was worth every step, because comfort delays destiny. I didn't act like my past. I acted like my next level, and eventually the people who once doubted me asked how I got there. The answer? I behaved like I was already there. Acting as if doesn't mean you ignore the struggle. It means you lead through it. I cried some days, but I still acted like I had strength. And over time, I did. It's not about pretending you don't feel fear. It's about choosing what you do despite it. The strongest people I've known didn't have it easy. They had standards, and those standards showed up, even when comfort didn't. Success didn't wait for me to feel ready. It showed up when I did the work, every day, when I didn't feel like it. When I was tired, I still moved like the person I wanted to become. And little by little, that person emerged. That's the truth. Success isn't a reward for waiting. It's a reflection of how you act, how you behave, and the confidence you carry before the world ever acknowledges it. There's nothing fake about becoming. People say, fake it till you make it, but I say, form it until it fits. You're not pretending, you're practicing. And with every repetition, your brain, your habits, your identity begin to mold around that new reality. It's not about wearing a mask. It's about wearing the mindset, long enough, deep enough, until it becomes second nature. I've given you the principles. You've repeated the affirmations. You've engaged in the process. But remember, this isn't a performance. This is your foundation, a new standard, a new identity. Speak it, own it, build from it. When doubt returns, return to this truth. I'm not trying to be, I already am. And that identity will lead you further than any plan ever could.